Hey guys, JesseW here, and coming at you with probably my first or second video, depending when I uploaded this. This is a brand new channel, and this channel is dedicated to talking about what I like to call just the hustle. That's just two words, the hustle, and that's how to make money on your terms. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for the past 13 years. I've been working self-employed, having clocked in since I can remember to a job. And while that's not for everyone, one can still have, the hustle in them and make a little extra money on the side outside of their 9 to 5. Some people like their 9 to 5, and that's perfectly fine. The purpose of this channel is how to make money on your terms. And one of the things I do for that, or I'm learning to do, is day trading. I've been day trading now since the start of this year, and I did spend most of last year studying day trading, including I spent 6 months in a simulator account last year learning different strategies. And now this year, I've been working on things like emotions, which was the first part of the year. I had a lot of emotion problems with day trading, not emotional psychological issues in life, just in when I was on a trade, when I was in a physical trade with my hard-earned cash in it. When my hard-earned money was on the line, one would get a little bit too emotional in the trade, and you would make mistakes. I would make mistakes because I was oversized. I was in at the wrong time, etc., etc. Now, uh, what are we now? November. We're in November, right? We're in November. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I can say my trading has improved dramatically since the start of the year, since mid-year till now. Today's trade was very simple. I came in and I looked at the gap scanner uh, right here. ABIL was one of the leading gappers at the moment, and my idea was very simple. Let me bring this chart over here so you can see it. My idea was to watch ABIL at the open for a flush down to this little red line. This little red line, if you don't know, is the 200-day moving average. My goal was to get long in front of that 200 moving average if the stock ABIL pulled into it and showed there was support there. Now, one of the things I was looking for was initially for the stock to pop at the bell on high volume and then flush down to that area very quickly. That's one of my favorite tactics. I usually don't trade the bell. I usually don't trade at open. I usually wait at least 10, 15, sometimes even 20 minutes to 30 minutes before I take my first trade. But if I see that potential there for that exact plan I just described to you, I will take it. I will take it very often. I do not take it with full size. I take it with very small size, just looking for a small win. And depending on how the day might be, or what tomorrow is like, what day of the week we're in, or what market conditions we're experiencing, that might be my only trade of the day. Today, for example, that was my only trade. As you can see, the bell rang at 9:30, 9:32 a.m. I jumped in ABIL with just 500 shares, very small size, at 378. And as it popped back over 4, I got out. My goal was 410. That would have been ideally my goal, giving me about 30 cents, a little over 30 cents in profit per share, which would have been a decent win. It would have been 150 bucks, a little over 150 bucks. That would have been great. Uh, but the stock, had 409 resistance on the previous candle, and my goal was that 410 area. I didn't want to risk it. I had nice 23 cents share profit. I took that. I took that right away there, just a few seconds into that trade. Now, I usually have a 3-minute chart open, but when I am trading the first 10, 15 minutes of the day, I work with a 1-minute chart. And here you can see excuse me, here you can see exactly what I was looking for. The stock opens up 379, puts in a huge, candle here to 425. That's a real nice candle. If you're a gap and go trader, that might have been a real good opportunity for you. Then immediately pulls right back in to 383 and then pushes right back up to 421 on this candle here as it makes this new low here, and I see that the volume is decreasing, meaning there's not a whole lot of selling pressure going on, just some profit taking. I decided to get long right there at 378. You can see right here 378.02. That's where I got long. I ideally wanted to add to the position, but it moved up so quickly that all I was able to do was just go ahead and take my profit. You see the high day there is well, not the high of the day, the high of that candle was 410. I got flat right in here at 401. I was done on the day. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I expect volume to drop off. Friday's a half day. My goal here was done. I executed my plan and I no longer wanted to participate in any other trades. However, I kept looking at this just because I knew there was opportunity here and I was discussing it with friends in the chat room and stuff like that. So I kept watching, and as time progressed, I switched over to my 3 minute chart and I started to notice that the stock was holding VWAP. It started to hold VWAP. It started to give time for the trade line to get up there. And once we had this new high and the pullback into VWAP, I told the guys that it looked good there. It looked good there for another long play, just because it definitely had a lot of potential. It had a lot of potential, and we had a lot of support. So I told the guys, I'm trying to find the alert here, but I can't find it. I'll probably post it in a screenshot at the end of the video, but you'll see where I told the guys that VWAP is holding for support. Watch for the trade line. VWAP is this purple line. Watch for the trade line, which is the 90 EMA, exponential moving average, to cross over VWAP. And once that happens, watch for an increase in volume and then push to that 450 area. Normally you would have a goal of higher day, but I suspected today might have less volume, so I would have gotten flat. I would have liked to have gotten in the 420s, gotten flat in the 450 area. Look what happens. We have the crossover. Keep an eye on the volume here. Volume starts to increase. You see the volume bars increasing, and bam, all the way to $5. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to have it in it, but it did. Made it to $5. At that point, I thought $5 was going to be resistance and we were going to, start to fade over. But we didn't. We didn't roll over. We didn't fade. This stock continued to push as volume increased, and it held the trade line and made new highs continuously over and over again. We had a huge pullback down from 665 all the way down to $5 again, where VWAP was at, and that was another great entry there if you were looking to get long, because it continued to bounce off of that and push and make new highs. This stock was a monster today, and it had plenty of opportunities for one to trade. It had plenty of opportunities, and anyone could have made some money on there if you studied and put in the work. Just jumping in randomly, yeah, very, very bad chance of making money and a good chance of losing. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan that you execute, and you can't just guess, oh, I think this price might hold. There has to be a reason. You have to have a thesis, an idea, and you have to have a stop. You can't just buy this and hold it, because let's say you would have just bought this thinking, oh, you know what, we've 815. This will probably push to 850, and you bought, and then you held, and you held, and you held. Look at this stock right now at 646. If you would have bought at 815 high a day, you have to have a plan. You can't just guess, and you have to have a stop. Like for example, my stop here was very simple. The low day was 377. The 200-day moving average was 371. I was in at 378. I was risking about 9 cents for the chance of making 20 to 30 cents per share, because I would have stopped out under 371. That would have been my stop. I would have gotten out of the trade, taken my small loss, and moved on to another trade. I probably would have gotten back in here, but didn't get stopped out, pushed to highs, took my profit. You always have to have a risk, a line in the sand. That's your stop. You exit your trade there, and that's just good discipline for most day traders and most traders in essence. You always have a risk reward. You're risking 5 cents to make 15 cents or 10 cents minimum, right? You want to have at least a 1-to-1, preferably a 2-to-1, ideally a 3-to-1, risk reward. So if you're risking 1 penny, it's because you're going to make 2 pennies at least, or 3 pennies preferably. So that's it. That's what I did today. 500 shares. Made after commissions 107 bucks in a few seconds, and that's it. I was done on the day. No more trading for me. I could continue trading. I'm above PDT. I don't have the pattern day trader rule against me. I'm above the minimum that you need to have in your account for that, and I could keep trading, but I like to take my profit and be done on the day. Already did what 90% of people trading today couldn't do. You would think, oh, damn, only 10% of traders are successful. Well, yeah, in essence, sometimes even less. But what other industry, has that where you can just jump on in after you've educated yourself and have a 10% chance at making a living on your terms? This is just one of the ways. We'll talk about more ways in the channel, and I might do some more recaps next week. I probably won't do daily recaps of the trades. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I will do, recaps during the week on trades, and we will talk about other things like sales, like selling on eBay, like selling on apps like Mercari, like selling on OfferUp, Facebook, etc. And we'll talk about those things in upcoming videos. All right. Until then, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and enjoyed your family. Have a great day. Peace out.